Greetings, I'm George Buster Rhymes, and I just got back from a little small town called Kingsland, Georgia. And while over there, I recorded a video the last 2 or 3 days, and I was working on it to get it on YouTube. And normally I don't split my videos. Just a few minutes ago, I was watching Facebook, and I hope this young black girl is telling the truth and not lying to us, the world. But she talked about how the police mistreated another black man. And she's crying, and I haven't listened to all of it because it touched me so deeply. And I'm going to say that we see black men and women being shot down here in America. And it don't bother most of our religious leaders in the hometown where I live enough to even come out to the People's Tribunal or meetings, and so, or to other meetings. And now I'm asking a question. Why don't we get involved in trying to protect us, the black man, woman, and their children? Many black people are in the United States Armed Forces willing to die for this country, willing to die for white folk, but you're not willing to die or to stand up for yourselves. That's going to change. I know it's going to change. I'm 100% certain that will change. There's something in the black man that God put there. We trust in our God. But the black man, woman, and their children will win this war. And we are indeed at war. Not with a gun. For we understand what happens when you pick up the gun. We're going to defend ourselves because we are required to do that. As the birds, the chicken, the squirrels, the fleas, the bumblebee, the honeybee, they all defend themselves, but they don't use a gun. And we do not have to have a gun, but we have to have men who know the God of creation. And so all I'm going to say here, I feel for that young lady. And she said in her comments that she had seen other people cry for their loved ones when they are shot down by police officers like wild dogs. She said, but she didn't feel it because it didn't touch her like this death has. Well, that's the point. Sooner or later, you're going to feel this pain. Oh, that's how I know God is going to wake up the sleeping giant. That's all I'm going to say. God is waking up the sleeping giant. And we got to understand who we are as a people. You're not a Negro. You're not colored. You're not African American. And you sure as hell ain't no Toms and Aunt James. You are the best of God's creation. And you know that. And now it's time to go into the church, go into the mosques, go into the temples, go into the Masonic Lodge, go into the AKA and other sororities and have you fraternities, and stand up as your God so ordained you to be and ordained you to do. You're not scared. You know you're not scared. But you following the wrong God. You are following the wrong Jesus. You're following the wrong Allah. The God that I serve says to me and to you, if you properly understand it, He did not give you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And though we suffer, and though we die, by the blood of the Lamb, we shall overcome. Our apologize to the young lady on Facebook I saw a few minutes ago. I want to apologize to you because we black men have let you down. God did not call the black man to sit on his backside in or out of church. I don't know a flea yet to go to church. I don't know a squirrel, a dog, a turkey, an elephant, a lion, a tiger, a bear, a bee to go to church. I don't know an alligator to go to church. I never heard an alligator sermon. I never heard a rabbit preach a sermon. I never seen a kangaroo with a Bible in his hand. Never seen a blue jay quoting the scripture. But he got life just like you. He make love to his love just like you. He live and die just like you. All of them that I call live just like you. But they got enough God in them to protect their families against all dangers, including the police. The police go out a lion, cub, then he in trouble. But we as black men, we have been conditioned to sit back and watch our children slaughtered, murdered, lynched, mistreated, elected into office by the majority vote, and then they come up against them and destroy them, their reputation. We have seen this, and our so-called black leaders will not even say boo. Most professional black people will not stand up on the world stage and take on the issues like the black educated men of yesterday. They'll say, God didn't call me to do that. I'm working another level. You see, I'm taking blessed kids and rich kids, and I'm doing these things for them. The reason black kids are getting in trouble is because they are no good. And so if they want to do better, they can do better. Somebody helped you to get your PhD. You didn't get it by yourself. And I'm going back to the beasts of the fields. The beasts of the fields protect themselves, protect their kind. I'm not talking about murdering other people like other people have done to the black man, woman, and children from day one. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just standing up and being a real human being, or just being a real cow, or be a real turkey or squirrel or goose. They all fight for their loved ones. They don't murder nobody, just defend their loved ones. Is there anything wrong with that? To the young girl with the courage to be on Facebook a few minutes ago that shook me like this. We need more people to do this. In the KJKs here in Valdosta, I look around for my friends to stand and go to the exhumation of Kendrick Johnson's body so KJ Doe can get justice in that case. My friends don't show up. The people that I know who give me a good talking game, they don't show up. The real issues, the cutting edge issues with all these black elected officials across the state of Georgia being beat over the head. Some have died from strokes and heart attacks. And for the most part, when I go around to these places and I'm looking for black men, and I'm looking for the people who say they love Jesus, say they love Muhammad, say they love the son of Amram and Yoshabel, Moses, and Buddha, and others. They are not there. They have a love that I can't define in no scripture that I've ever read. And they're going to tell me about joining their movement. Joining their movement. One of the easiest things there is to do is to sit in the four walls of a building of worship and praise, they call it, and don't take on no issues out here for these people and these children and the mother of these children that are suffering and dying, and we don't even say nothing. Man, you think I wouldn't even follow you to the outhouse. I wouldn't. I wouldn't follow you to the outhouse. You see, I used to play that game, but one day I fell on my way to the bus station. I fell. And today, I know wicked people when I see them. They can shout, speak in tongues, speak great messages, build big churches, testify and test a lie. But God blessed me to look right through them. And this is why I tell you on these videos, it's not about skin color. It's about truth and love. That's what it's about. And when you sit back and you let liars meet you on the street, I don't care if it's even a panhandler. Panhandler make you give him money because of your own weakness. He playing you for a complete fool. Homeless people, tricking people who say they love Jesus. But some of us know what David said. Give not your money out to usury, for you shall know the devil when you meet him. I hear people tell me they're a Christian. I look right at them by the unction from the Holy One, and I know they're lying, and I keep on smiling. At least I fight against God. But I tell you one thing, you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes and make me think that you're a child of God with your lies. Y'all have a nice day. Excuse me, I'm getting ready to go somewhere, but I don't know about y'all. I don't know about my black man, my black friends. I go up into get coffee. These men up here where I go, well, I won't talk about that. I just talk about me. When I go to these places and I get calls from women who need help, can't afford an attorney, then when they get an attorney, even the black attorney rip them off. I know that pain, y'all. I know the pain of children don't have parents that'll stand up for them because they're scared as hell. I know their pain. I see it every day. Not every day, but I see it quite frequently. And so I understand. I understand what it's like to be a child and you know your parents ain't going to stand up for you. I know what it's like when you got a pastor and you have a problem on your job and they won't go down there with you because they're scared as hell. I know what it's like. I know what it's like when somebody gyps you and treat you wrong concerning your vehicle and you ain't got nobody you can go to. I understand. You don't have enough money to get a lawyer. I understand, because it's what I do. When you call me, that's why I move. And then they call me crazy when I do that. There are people that are in so much pain, so much suffering. But, you know, you sit down, it's like I am, I'm retired, don't have to work. I don't work, don't have to. I don't get much money, but I can survive because of what my grandma told me. But you who got it made in the shade, you won't go to Madison to help the Madison 9 when they needed your help. You won't go to Quitman, Georgia, or Brooks County to Quitman 10+2 when they needed your help. You wouldn't go to Meigs, Georgia with Linda Harris when she needed your help. Or you won't go to Camilla, Georgia with Rufus Davis and the black lady up before her when they ran her out of office and trying. You wouldn't go there. When the mayor of Lumpkin, Charles Gibson, was going through hell on the backside of heaven, you wouldn't go there. And when Chris Wright was shot 6 times and left in his yard for dead, you won't go there and you don't even care about it. But you care about the hereafter, after you die and you get to heaven, you care about that. And you go around and tell people, I love people, I'm trying to get people saved. Well, if a person is murdered outright, and if they mistreat these people and they can't get income to take care of their families, they may not be around to repent because they're dead. And I could go further. I'm just going to cut it off there. I'm talking about 30 cities. You won't go there, and the sad thing about it, you know I go because if you go to Boston G.B.R., you'll see it. The church wouldn't give me a dime. The spiritual leaders, those who could afford to give me around their $5 with your gas, we know what you're doing and we know you don't get paid for it, but we're going to help you to show our love for Christ, to show our love for Allah, to show our love for Moses, to show our love because we know that the work you are doing is alongside that which if Jesus lived today, he would be about that type of work. And so because we got love and we too afraid to go, or because we are in a job and we can't say nothing, or we'll be fired. But there you go, there dying. It's all a game, y'all. And you don't play your games on me. You don't play the games on me. You know, people tell me they worry about me and what can happen to me. Man, you don't even understand the half of it. God prepares us for life and we don't tell nobody about it. I hear people testify in church how much they love God. You don't hear me telling people all the time how much I love God. I tell God I love him when I travel to the Madison 9. I tell God I love him when I just got back from over here to Kingsland where Tony was shot 5 times and killed. I show my love when I go to Douglas, Georgia, when Olivia Coley Pearson need me to be in the courtroom to help her fight these wicked white folk and these black Uncle Toms and Aunt Janes. I show God I love him when children come to me and say, my parents too afraid to stand up. Will you go to the school and help me? I show God my love when I walk every day and try to treat you right. And when you be on the road broke down, if I feel God lead me to help you, I help you. Then that's how I tell God I love him. I'm not going to no church every Sunday, every hour, every minute, sing in the choir, play games that I used to play when I was deaf, dumb, and blind and didn't know where I was really. I'm hoping that black folk will wake up and feel the pain of their children. I saw this just a few minutes ago. Black woman, black young girl, crying out on Facebook. And I'm going to put this up before I leave. I ain't been out the house all day today, about 2:30 now. I got back, went to working on video, which I normally do, and I'm sitting there watching, and that woman, this is what happens to me. See, I can't help it. There's something God put inside of me for other people. I ain't going to be your fool. I'm a long way from being a fool. In most of the cases, all the work that you have seen me do since 1975, most all of it, who walked with me? Who do you see walking with me? Who do you see suffering with me? I'm on a 5-year plus criminal trespass. Who do you see standing up with me? Jesus said in his word, many are called, but few are chosen. Another scripture says there are few of us that were elected. 2 Peter, you're going to suffer. And you know what it's like to go to all these places that I mentioned, and then when you go, God take you to his university, which says, now do you understand me, Brother Rhines? Now do you understand Moses, Brother Rhines? Do you understand Jonah now, Brother Ryan? Do you understand the Hebrew boys now, Brother Ryans? Do you understand my son Jesus now, Brother Ryans? I put you in the gap, not in another woman's lap or another man's lap. I put you in the lap of holiness. I put you in the lap to suffer for me so you can reign with me. Did I not say my son Jesus came unto his own? He came to help his own. And his own received him not. But as many received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, Brother Ryans. And so I wanted you to understand that clearly. So when you speak, Brother Ryans, you will know what in heaven you are talking about. It's not a game to me. It's a game to you. It sure as heaven is not a game to me. It was given to me at 14 years of age. What I'm doing right now. Many are called, few are chosen. Some are called, few are called. Many are called. Got more churches and more preachers in them than ever before in the history of the world. And the world is all messed up. Blind leaders of the blind. That's why the ditch is so full. Y'all have a nice day. And to the young lady on Facebook, if you get to see this video, it's all about you, my beautiful sister. It's all about you. Some people have had the police to shoot several members of their family down, and they didn't get on Facebook and weep like you. And let me say again, for them who are trying to criticize me on this issue, I don't mind your criticism. In fact, I love your criticism. I go help other people. It don't matter what task they have, I go help them. If it's on the economic conditions of blacks being left out of contracts, I help them, and my video will show that. When people needed help in the school system or wherever it is, you will see me there. You will see me go help them. But who come help me with all the stuff that I'm doing? I'm just serious. Who come to help me? Who walk with me when I go to these areas? Who travel with me because they feel the pain that I feel? Who walk with me? Who sympathize with me? Who understand the greatness in God? And the little speck of truth He allowed me to have for a few days. And I rejoice. Jesus came into His own, and His own received Him not. They'll give you a good game. They'll tell you, I'll go all the way with you, Jesus. I will never turn my back on you, Jesus. Only to talk about you behind your back. And God always has a way to get the word back to me when people talk about me. And when they bring the word to me and tell me how people, including preachers, pastors talk about me. Some of them talk about me in the pulpit. And when they do that, I just smile. And you won't hear me talk about them, not even today. I can't fight against them, least I fight against God. I was called a nigger February the 5th, 2015 in Gordon, Georgia, by a group of whites in the bank parking lot there. I had my camera rolling. Well, I didn't have it rolling. I got out the car and got it in. I started recording. I think they were surprised when I addressed council meeting. I didn't even use the video, nothing along that line. Didn't try to call nobody's name. I just told them what I was about and who I am. You see, I don't have to fight anybody There are people today that are no longer among us. I never lift my hands, and I don't know no gang, all that old stuff. I don't know nothing about that. All I know that what God said is real. He said that if I hold my peace, that he would fight my battles. I've had many people to rise up against me. I had them to call me a lot of dirty names. And they thought I would be ashamed. But I listened to David. David said, my own familiar friend who ate bread with me, who drank wine with me, who supped with me, have lifted up his heels against me. And he said, a man's enemies are those of his own household. Jesus didn't have to go outside of the 12. Jesus was informed by the unction from the Holy One who was his enemies. And it is left on record that greater works shall we do. Greater thing would we know. So David said, plead my cause, O Lord. Plead my cause, O Lord. And fight against them that fight against me. I won't get into that, because that's God gonna do what he said. And too often we don't understand. Look here, have a nice day. The young lady, I say to you again, I love you, and you've caused me to put this video up in between Kingsland, Georgia video. And I don't normally do that, but I'm gonna do it this time. Black people, black women, black men, black children, and white right people. If we don't stand up in this world, man, Satan is going to claim all of y'all. And you won't be able to distinguish a lie from the truth. Oh yeah, this is what is happening. And when all the voices, like John Brown, when all the voices, like Malcolm X, when all the voices who try to go and help people in time of need, rather than just sitting in a building, clapping their hand, stomping their feet, giving lip service, and putting on anniversaries, etc., etc. When all of those who may not do those things, but you'll know that they are the ones who are fighting to bring change as it was in the days of old. But the only exception was, in the days of old, the church folk, the real people who say they knew Allah, the real people who said they were sons of Amram and Joshua, Moses' descent. That's why you got Jews that helped in the civil rights movement. This is why you have whites who fought in the civil rights movement. This is why you had Japanese, and all people came together for what was right. They were of different denominations. They were from different nations, but they all knew about the creation and who brought it about. And so they loved life over death. But now you are allowing wicked people to masquerade as Christians, wicked people to masquerade as Muslims, to masquerade as Jews, etc., etc., etc. But where's their love? Do they stand up? Do they support someone when you know that person is doing the work of God? Because there's something in you to let you know the liar from the righteous. You may not support the righteous. You may not support the holy. You may not support the men who don't play the games with you. You may not support them who refuse to play your religious games. And you know what they're going through. But what do you do about it? You take the dagger, push it further into his back, and say, ah, watch this sucker. Watch him, watch him. Watch him, wait a minute. Watch him. Then you go to church on Sunday and clap your hand, smile before your people, get down on your knees and play your game, but yet you can't even sneeze when your own first cousin needs your help and you turn the other way. That's the game we play. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.